Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so just be aware that parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you and leave the rest. I also want you to know this is a timely reading, so it's a perfect time if you're watching it now. And if it's been some time since I posted it, check what was going on in your life at that time, and it may give you some more clarity on your situation. I already shuffled the cards earlier, but I just wanted to give them a quick cut and shuffle, and we will begin with the underlying energy at the bottom of the deck. So we have the Hermit. So you are tired of all the Christmas and New Year's celebrations and ready just to take some time and be alone. That's the energy that this is in. So the Hermit goes up to the top of the mountain to isolate themselves so that they can get clarity on the direction that they want to go, which when we're moving into a new year is, a really powerful place to be. So they climb up to the mountain and then they confer with God up there. And when they have all the enlightenment they need, their rod becomes golden and they know, okay, it's time to come back down again. And now I'm going to put this into action. Are you coming up here, Stella? Come. That's a good girl. Sorry, my cat wants to join the reading. You're a good girl. She was asleep in the other room, but she heard that I was doing a reading and she loves the energy of all of you guys. Yeah, you sit and purr. That's your job. So we have the Wounded Warrior. Oh, so there's a reason why you want to just rest right now. Perhaps you've just been really busy. You might be in the retail industry. And, that's such a very busy time for around Christmas. Also, in pet care and all of that, it can be like one of the busiest times of the year. And you're just needing a rest, I feel like, and so wisely you're doing just that. You're isolating and chilling out a little bit. The Wounded Warrior, though, these 9 wands represent the energy of actions that have been taken or not taken by you and other people. And you can see he's bandaged up. He's got a bit of a headache here. He's been through it, but you're standing on your feet kind of energy. This also represents, it's the 9, and when we were in 2025, 2 + 2 + 5 is 9, so that was a 9-year cycle, and that cycle actually came to a direct stop. It was the end of a cycle on the new year when we moved into the new 1-year cycle of 2026. So this energy, I feel like, if you get ready for the upcoming energy, that's the best thing you could do. We also have the King of Swords here. And the King of Swords is sitting on his throne, and he is very intellectual, has a high IQ probably. He uses his words and his thoughts to earn his living generally. This is quite often a professional, someone that, it could be a lawyer, a judge, a politician, someone that uses a broad, a news person, I'm picking up some energy around that, an influencer, that kind of energy, someone who speaks and uses their voice and their thoughts to earn their living. And quite often they'll be considered an expert in their field. The King of Swords is at the top of their game. And then we have the Page of Cups coming in, and the Page of Cups is a cup of love. And the pages would work for the king and queen around the age of 7 to 14. And then if they were successful, they could move on to being a knight. And the Page of Cups has a cup in his hand. He's very focused on it. This is saying, he knows there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he wants to give a cup of love to someone or give some information regarding some cup of love. And he's very focused on this particular fish. This energy is a communication coming in of some sort. And in the old days, it would be on foot. The page would be working within the palace walls. But now we have all these ways of communicating. So it could be a letter, it could be a phone call, text, a social media post, that kind of energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the divine and also from the universe. And this is for a reward for following your North Star. So following your North Star means that you're on your divine purpose, that the reason why you were put on this planet. Now, we all were put on this planet to become better versions of ourselves. That's to raise our vibration. When we raise our vibration, we therefore raise the vibration of the planet and ultimately the universe. We have Judgment coming in. So there could have been some energy around the actions of this, these actions in the background. These wands represent the actions of others. And the judgment is coming in from both the spiritual realm down to earth. And, the angel is trumpeting their horn, and the ancestors are, glory, hallelujah. Those are the ones across the veil. And the descendants and the ancestors are waving to each other. Now, these boxes that they're in, they represent the energy of Pandora's box being opened. So sometimes this means some family secrets are coming out, or it could be the energy of not just Pandora's box, but skeletons in the closet kind of energy. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Or sorry, the Nine of Cups. Where did I get that from? The Seven of Swords. So this is the shift disturber of the deck. This card represents someone who, he looks a bit like a common thief. He's not a thief in the night because it's broad daylight. So he's pretty cheeky. And he's making off with 5 of 7 swords. This sometimes could represent stealing intellectual property. And he's also he's a walking contradiction. He's looking backwards. He's not and he's moving forward, but he doesn't know where he's going. This card says that if you get into any energy with someone, make sure, especially if you're signing contracts, if you had some sort of paperwork coming in for something, because the Page of Cups quite often does mean, it could be a romantic gesture, but because this quite often is a cup of love, but it also can be a cup of love regarding what you love to do or what you love to be. So that could be your business or whatever. And I just feel that perhaps there was some problem here. And sometimes when the King of Swords shows up, it says, look for an expert that can empower you. And so if there's judgment above in the court, in spiritual court, then there's judgment below also. So it may mean that you need to look for a lawyer, that kind of energy, or a financial advisor, someone that can a prosecutor, some form of justice needs to come in with this judgment. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So the judgment could be about the Queen of Wands, or it could be the Queen of Wands that wants the justice from the judgment. But somebody, here we have the King of Swords, and we have some swords being snuck away. So that might have belonged to, you might be the King of Swords energy. You might be the Queen of Wands. Now, I just want to point out, these are archetypes. And so what that means is this could be a woman in her feminine energy or a man in his feminine energy. And the king could be a woman in his masculine energy or in her masculine energy, or a male in their masculine energy. And so the Queen of Wands, she's sitting on her throne, and she's known to be very creative, and she's a natural beauty, usually very sexy, has a real sunny disposition. She follows the sun, which represents the sunflower. She's on her path, is what that means, with God. And she is holding this passion, this wand of passion. And this represents, this is made of wood. It's from the tree. And that it represents the ancestors who have deep roots, and it also represents the descendants who are the offshoots. And that's the kind of energy coming in here about regarding the judgment. She has this banner behind her back, and this veil represents across the veil, our loved ones that have passed over, and also on Earth here. And she's very well known for being very creative. She uses creative solutions. She's very intuitive, so she'll ask a logical question, and then she'll have an intuitive answer, and she'll take action on that. And she does very well that way. And she also doesn't really give a shift what people think of her, really. She sets the tone. Like, she's like, well, if you don't like me, that's okay. You don't have to. It's your loss, kind of energy. So like, that's why she doesn't care if she has a black cat and other people think, oh, black cats are so unlucky. She doesn't believe in bad luck because she counts on herself. And then we have, okay, so maybe the King of Swords and has met the Queen of Wands in some way. And there is a soulmate connection. That could be possible. That's the two characters that we have here. The Page of Cups would be too young. They're around 7 to 14 years of age to under 21, really. So it's more likely that the Page is delivering, maybe the King of Swords or the Queen of Wands, depending who they are, want to ask the other one out and go on a first date sort of energy. So this card can also represent you getting into your divine path. Like, this is your higher self, and the connection between these two, they're the perfect partner for each other. One's masculine, one's feminine. Having said that, that masculine and feminine energy could be an integration within yourself because you've started to trust your intuitive nature rather than just your logical. So the cards can be interpreted that way as well. We do have the Star coming in. So the Star card is talking again about your divine purpose. And I don't know, it's kind of strange here because it looks like that's what's being stolen more, is the energy of being a star. This could represent, sometimes this could represent someone stealing your identity, if that's possible, because this is words on paper, etc. It could be falsehoods that were made, against your reputation, false investigations, that kind of thing. So the Star is dipping her vessels into the pool of the universal waters, and she has her foot all the way in here, her right foot. So she really wants to bring what her special quality is out onto the earth, and that's represented by how she's pouring this vessel onto the earth. And there's 5 streams, and those 5 streams are represented in the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Pentacles quite often do represent coin, because that is definitely one of the forms of energy that we have in the 3D. But it also can be, it's about wealth, health, happiness, like lying energies of having everything you want to be on this planet and be happy and healthy and wealthy and in your, on your journey, that kind of energy. And we also have, there we have it. Now, because I'm building a pyramid here, and this bottom line is talking about the bottom step of the pyramid, basically. And it's, okay, this is what you have to work with right now, and you need to get to the top. Now, the energy here, this is the obstacles that are going to be coming up in your way. And so you notice here, we have 8 wands, those 8 wands behind him, behind the wounded warrior. Ouch, my cat, she thought, sorry, she just bit me. She thought I was playing. She's trying to grab the cards. Maybe you want to do the reading instead, Stella. Go to sleep and purr. So this is, the 8 wands is coming here. This card represents conception, and it can be a conception of an actual child, or it more likely is the launching of a project, or that you had launched a lot of projects and now they're landing, or that you have, now that you receive this reward from the universe, you've had the ability, maybe met your divine partner, now you realize your value and you're launching a new project. Because this one here, I still feel that though that these 8 wands here represent what you actions probably from others, because this is obstacles, although they could have been actions of your own, and they're behind you now, and you need to move forward with the new energy, which is a really good idea in the new year with this new insight that you've received up on the top of the mountain. And then we have the Knight of Swords is coming in. So, maybe the judgment is being called about some of the actions that other people took when, and that's how you ended up being the wounded warrior. And some judgment is being called about this energy, because this is what God gave you to, this is your mission on earth. And if someone has tried to stop this from happening, judgment's been called. There's no way. And maybe a divine partner has now been sent in to empower you. The Knight of Swords is really in a rush and a hurry, and he looks really anxious. This sometimes represents fools rushing in. You notice he can't even see the point of his sword, so he doesn't even have the full picture is what's coming up. And I feel like this energy is possibly information coming in regarding what happened here. And perhaps when you hired someone or the law got involved in some way, that they have investigated this, and there has been some theft here. And now the people that did the thievery are the person that did it. They if it's more than one, it could be like there's 8 wands here. That this energy is either rushing in to say, hey, the collective here has received information about what we did, and there's judgment coming in. So this could be arrest warrants, subpoenas, that kind of energy, letters being sent out by lawyers, all of that kind of energy. And it also could be saying, hey, what we did? They found it out, and that's coming in. And they don't even know that the collective is already starting this new project. But this energy quite often can represent like someone who has hired a private investigator, or, a detective that is like undercover kind of energy. So let's see. We have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is sitting on her throne. She is sitting on the king and on this information here. So this could represent the energy of maybe the Queen of Wands has met the King of Swords kind of energy. And they're telling, because sometimes the Queen of Cups can represent a maternal person, or it could be now that this Queen of Wands is in love with the King of Swords kind of energy, because they have a cup of love sitting on here after this energy went out. And maybe this is saying, yeah, like maybe she's accepted a proposal or something like that kind of energy. Because the Queen of Cups is the most likely to be married. She's considered very steady, her cup is the only one with a lid on it out of all the cups in the tarot. And that lid represents that she's a container for unconditional love. Like she's a loving mother, a loving daughter, a loving energy like that. She loves her family, she loves her country, she loves pets, animals, all sorts of things. So this energy is talking about having that unconditional love for the world. And so sometimes this can represent a maternal person in your life, like a parent or a grandparent. And so that could be one of the ancestors as well. We'll look at this some more here. We have, okay, so the energy now, like if you're the wounded warrior, and that's the energy, it could be that now we have 3 wands here. You notice that? He's holding one here, but now he's met you, and that could be this energy here. And maybe he's rushed to tell his parents, his mother, hey, I'm getting married, or I'm taking off with my divine partner, and I'm going to expand my horizons with her. I'm really, maybe she's from another country or something, that kind of energy, and you met wherever, right? So that's a definite scenario, because now there's two, but he still has his hand on, okay, this is what I want kind of energy. Cool. Then we have an energetic upgrade coming in, the Magician. I feel like this is actually saying that maybe she accepted his offer, because the Magician is pointing to her and saying, yay, this is good. This is what we wanted. This is your divine partner. And we're glad you focused on her. So, and it's right above the Wounded Warrior. Now, the Wounded Warrior could be the King of Swords as well, that kind of energy. But they've been through something. And the Magician is an energetic upgrade. And so this is, okay, the very first card that the Fool that starts the journey in the Major Arcana, he starts at the 0 point, and then he ends up, this is the very first card he comes upon, the Magician. And the Magician is saying, you have all the tools you need here, and you've done the work. He's pointing down to here, and good, you found her, kind of energy, that kind of energy. And he has infinite potential above his head, and he also has the Ouroboros around his waist. And the energy also that I'm really reading for a lot of people right now, because we're still in that New Year energy. And he has an Ouroboros around his waist, and that represents the snake biting its tail. And we are right now still in the year of the snake, and we're moving into the horse, into the year of the fiery horse in the Chinese zodiac on the February 17th. And the Chinese zodiac follows the cycles of the moon. So in many ways, I feel like it's more accurate than the Western New Year's Day, because that's based on the Gregorian calendar. And it's not as accurate, because that's why we have the leap year, because they have to fudge the numbers to make it work, kind of energy. Every 4 years, they have to add a day in there because it's slightly off, whereas the lunar calendar just follows the cycles of the moon. And that energy is coming up on February 17th. We move into the fiery horse energy. And so the horses have more significance moving into this year than they did last year. And the Ouroboros says basically in 2026, you need to release anything that no longer serves you, because you need to shed, like a snake sheds their skin, to be fully able to move into this new energy and use your intuition. And look at that. We have, this is the second card. When the Fool starts out on a new cycle, the very second card that they come across after the Magician is the High Priestess. And that's saying you need to use your intuition, and you need to understand that the new moon is a time for starting new projects, and the full moon is for releasing that which no longer works for you. And if you do that before you start a new project, you're way more likely to be successful. So this may be a new project that the Wounded Warrior launched with his divine partner, because now it looks like they're moving. This quite often means I'm moving. And this looks like sand, but when you look more closely, it's actually just the color of there's so much sun shining on it, and it's water, and there's ships on it. So your ships have sailed in, and it's time to, go explore the world some more with your divine partner, who it appears is very intuitive, which may be this energy here that's sitting on the fiery horse energy. Then we have the Five of Cups coming in. So the Five of Cups could be an energy from someone else coming in, going, oh my goodness, my ex, or, whatever whatever the action was in the back here, they are with their divine partner now. And this looks like it could be X, and this X is in regret, because, hey, you moved on, and now or if this is you, It's saying in the past you've had relationships in love that have been really like, shifty. And they're spilt. Like this is crying over spilt milk, but in this case it's wine. And there's two cups of wine and 1 cup of something else here. And this person is so focused on what they lost that they need to turn around and say, hey, look what's behind me. There's 2 cups still standing. And that represents this energy here, which was way better than this. This was poisonous, that kind of energy. And so there could be an ex, I feel, that's been spying on this situation. Oh, okay. That kind of makes sense. Because maybe they're still in love with their partner or whatever. But now, who cheated on who kind of energy? That's the energy. Because this quite often shows infidelity of some sort. So did the King of Swords cheat on his partner with his divine partner? It's not as likely as possibly his partner cheated on him, and now he would right after that he met his divine partner, and they fell in love, and now they're moving. And this is the regret of the person that was with the person. And remember, the kings can be queens and the queens can be kings. And so the best thing that this person can do at this point is let it go. Like, because on the 17th, we're going to have that energy of the fiery horse energy coming in. And hey, this is aggressive enough. If someone has had this happen to them, that's the other thing. That's the other reason why in some cases it could be this is the actions that were taken against the wounded warrior, and now that's coming to justice. And so, can you imagine the regret you're feeling if you were involved in that? And now they're just going off. Their ships have sailed in, and off they go with their new love, and they're over it. That kind of energy. And so then we have the moon energy coming in. And the full moon right now that we just had in January was on the 3rd. This reading, I'm doing it right now on the 9th. And the energy on the full moon in Cancer was very volatile. You may have noticed, very emotional. And so that could be when this illusion happened, because this is speaking about some sort of secrets being brought to light by the power of the moon. And when you're on your path, there will be many illusions. And this is saying, you have to stay between these 2 pillars of truth, right? You stay on your path, and eventually you'll be on your purpose. You're going to be rewarded as you go. It's still going to have lots of challenges. This lobster's thinking about climbing out of the water, and can imagine that's going to be a long journey without the water. But this is the emotional water, and he has to pass by this dog and this wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. So this represents being really domestic, and I'll just stay in the water here. And the Cancer energy is actually that represented by the crab. And so Cancer energy is very much like, hey, I'm staying in the water. Cancers love their home so much, they carry it on their back. So then that way they never really leave their home. That's the kind of energy. And so the Cancer energy is also that it's only the 4th sign in the zodiac, and it's talking about kind of a very adolescent girl energy, like someone who's just starting her cycle, someone whose emotions are very volatile. And that Cancer moon, the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon. So that full moon on the 3rd, that was a week ago almost now, we were feeling it. You might still be feeling it because it packed a wallop, or you might be feeling the wallop that it packed. Because it at the same time in the sign, we're in Capricorn energy, and Capricorn energy is go, 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 go. Let's build some shift. Let's climb a mountain. Let's go. That kind of energy. I want to build stuff. And that opposing energy came to light at the same time in Capricorn. And this is affecting all of us right now. Everyone, every sign, and all around the world, and you can see it in the news, is that the energy is in the Capricorn sign of Capricorn, the sun is in the Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and along in that same space of Capricorn energy, we have the actual sun, which is a shining light on everything. It brings the truth to everything. And we have Mars and Venus. And if you've ever heard the book, Men are from Mars, Women are from Venus, that's the energy. And so a lot of this love energy is coming out. Like if there's been problems in relationships, it's showing up now. And if there's anything hidden, it's showing up now. The light is being shone on it very, very directly. And so that energy is kind of what a lot of us are dealing with. Plus we have this fiery horse energy coming in. And that energy is like, let's go, And so it can be very aggressive. And we have the energy here of just wanting to move off to calmer waters with God, like get out of this emotional water and let's just get across this water here. And the two of us, let's go live our lives away from all this chaos. And you notice, like, this is the Six of Swords and this is the Seven, right? And there's this two still standing here. So this is the tools that you have, obstacles you're coming across. This is the energy of having the courage to make that move. Otherwise, I feel you will be left out in the cold. That's the energy. You don't want to be left out in the cold because you didn't have the courage. So you decided, I'm not going to ask my that person out. They're going to say no anyway, or whatever. You have that kind of attitude. Then, and you just decide, okay, I'm going to hang out with the people I always have. I'm used to being treated this way. It's kind of martyr energy, basically. Because this energy is saying, the human nature is we want to be with tribe, right? And these people, one's in barefoot, one's on crutches, and they've got the bell of a plague on them. So there's a lot against them. There's a lot of tactics, and that may have been what this energy down here is. So what this is saying, and this doesn't literally mean sometimes that you're moving on, but you're moving on from troubled waters for sure. And you may have met someone that is empowering you to do that. That was the energy I was picking up here right at the beginning of it. And so, yeah, you've put all this work in. And if you've lost pentacles, this is saying that you will recover them very quickly. The universe doesn't always return everything back to you in the same way you had it before, because you know what? The way you had it before was imperfect because you had all this shifty energy around it. Now, what's being returned to you is going to be 100-fold better, 1,000-fold better, infinitely better, because it's going to be a new project that you're doing with your divine partner. And those people are going to be left out in the cold because you're not going to have anything to do with them anymore. And therefore your life becomes much better. And then we have, yes, that Knight of Cups energy, because when the Page of Cups comes in, it's usually asking someone out kind of energy. But when the Knight of Cups comes in, now that's a romantic gesture. That's like, here's my cup of love. And this is like the Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor that we read about in romance novels, and the movies are made about that kind of energy. Well dressed, well put together. And you notice he's not in any rush to come in. He doesn't have anything to hide. He just wants to bring his love to you. So that's a really awesome energy. And notice how the two of them are going in opposite directions here. And this is also a warning for a lot of people. If this isn't about love, but it's about doing something you love, you want to be really careful not to burn yourself out, because the year of the horse has that energy to it where it's just like you want to keep going. Like you want to run, and sometimes we can burn ourselves out by taking on too much and then just not being able to cross the finish line. And look at this. This is the Page of Wands. Is like, this might be someone that you have met. Like, this is interesting. I feel like this is the energy coming from the Wounded Warrior, because that's where all the wand energy is coming from. Do you see that? The wands are all coming from this side. And this is someone that he's dreamt of since he was a young boy. When I get married, I'm going to marry someone like this. This is passion and enthusiasm and oh, I can't wait. And they're both facing the same direction, right? And that energy is like, yes, this is, and it could also represent someone that you already know that you met in the past when you were younger. And then we have Seven of Cups here. So the Seven of Cups is like having all these opportunities come in when you get together. That's why this energy here, when you're working, if you're you're concerned about your money and you're working on your money, and now whatever happened here, you only have this one pentacle, but this is a big pentacle, right? And this is divinely guided. This is talking about actually you're going to be making lots of money because of all these opportunities coming in, and staying focused on your path and moving forward, and just, I feel like there's like a line being drawn here now. Okay, now we're moving forward in together. Like we've made this decision, we're going to do that. This could represent someone that lives in a different country or a different city or a different state or province or whatever, and they've decided to move to be with you, or you're going to move to be with them. This is 7 cups of opportunity. There's, each one of those cups has a gift in it. And you're a black hole just waiting to suck all that energy in. And you might be like, oh, I don't know which one to take first. What should we do first, dear? and it's like, I don't know, dear. What do you think about cup number 3? Cup number 3 or cup number 5? That kind of energy. Oh, it doesn't matter because all those opportunities are going to come in at some point. Let's just choose one together. And then rather than being in this energy here where it's like, what was I thinking? And here we have, yes, the sun is shining on this relationship. So God is saying this divinely guided relationship is going to be very different from this energy here. This is your divine partner, you're going to, work together, travel together, and love together. Isn't that awesome? I like this reading. And this nightmare is going to be over. So this is talking about, this card quite often represents a never-ending nightmare that it just keeps the same, like one day after the other. It's the same energy. And that may have been where you were at. And waking up and, not being able to sleep and having a nightmare. But it also can represent God coming in and giving you enlightenment. And usually that happens in the wee hours of the morning between 2 and 4. And this energy is talking about, hey, maybe this person's trying to remember. Okay, what did God say again? These are the steps. And that's right up Capricorn's energy, right up that. Like, hey, let's take consistent steps of action and let's climb this mountain and let's make money as we go. And let's have fun doing it. And that's the energy that God wants you to be in while you're on this journey together. No more, the nightmare is over kind of energy. That's what that's saying. And then we have the Empress energy coming in here. And the Empress is all 4 queens rolled into one. So the Empress just keeps generating and generating. This is saying, and all this passion here, this is kind of like the Empress is the magnet, and the passionate energy here is the male energy, basically. And when the male energy plugs in with the magnetic energy, then sparks fly, especially if it's a fire. This is representing the element of fire. So this is a lot of passion, and it's talking about like it's saying that this wounded warrior, whether they're the King of Swords, which I think that's what it's saying here, is really passionate about this, and he considers this his love to be his the empress of his life, like everything he's ever wanted since he was a kid, and everything he's ever wished for. So this is like really funny. And this is this person's on a stage, so again, it could be some form of influencer or someone who has some clout, like someone that's well known. So this could be happening, in the public eye. This could be happening, if you look on social media, you'll see a situation similar to this. And then it also can be happening in everyday people's lives, right? And so this is the Nine of Cups is talking about having, you only have one more cup. And the ultimate fulfillment would be your divine love, right? That's what it's saying right there. And this energy is saying, are those above his head already as trophies, or are they behind him? And so this is saying you're not quite there yet. If you're wishing for something, it means that you still don't have it yet. So you have to make sure to stay focused and complete this process. And then, it's your wishes come true. And then the energy here, okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles on top here. I just feel like that's saying again, congratulations. This is the reward that you were handed back here. Remember when it was just a faint whisper and a promise? Look what's happened now that, you're following your divine path. That's the energy. Awesome energy. And I also feel it's saying that this will be it's sitting right at the top of the pyramid. This is going to be a very successful pyramid or pentacle in every way. So, wealth, health, happiness, lifestyle, all of that. And so we've got the wounded warrior wanting to make a move, possibly have met someone on the path and have all the tools they need, meet someone that he's always thought, hey, when I grow up, that's the woman I want to meet, a woman like that and be a partner with them. This causes all these opportunities to come up when they get together and a wish fulfilled and the money that they lost here returned. So the Empress then it's talking about that journey also. All any energy that would be against this is gone. There's this energy being left out in the cold, hanging around with people that have bad intentions for you. They're not even in your same circle anymore. And then we have, it's because you chose to row off to calmer waters with God. And listen, here's your divine partner. And it could be the Queen of Wands that was. And then I had that upside down. So this is talking about, passion for new discovery in the new year. Awesome energy. I like this reading. The one I did yesterday, I didn't like it so much. It wasn't that much fun to do. This one's way better. I really am happy about this. It gives me a lot of energy. Like I can feel like so much love coming through here and all this like really good energy for the planet. I really like it. So I'm going to clarify this for those of you that want to have it clarified. If you enjoy this reading so far, please do give it a like and comment. I'm doing everything I can to build my channel, and it really empowers me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be clarifying with my oracle cards, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. I'm just tuning into this energy with them right now. I don't have the deck out yet. I started it in 2007. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. There were some very big dragon paintings in this energy, like flying. They're from the future, flying through the sky. And it took me from 2007 to 2020 to complete them. And now I'm working with you to gather the information to write up that goes with the deck. And when I feel I have that correct, I will put it out there. I'm excited. I will, in the description box below, I will list the cards as they appear in the order here. And you can check it out at talesfromthevector.com, TAILS from thevector.com if you're interested. Okay, this is the card that we want to start with. Okay, so going up to the mountain in the Hermit energy. Okay, so there was some jealousy coming in, and we're all. It could be sibling rivalry, but it also can be, we're all brothers and sisters on the planet together. So you going and getting this energy. This is funny too. The karmic space of jealousy is really funny. Like, it can cause a lot of problems. when someone focuses on someone else's journey instead of their own because they think that person's journey is better, it's just usually because that person's focusing on their journey. And if they focused on their journey, they wouldn't have to be jealous anymore. That kind of energy. We have the star. We're each unique. That's what that's saying about this. We're each unique. We came to the earth with our own beautiful qualities. And as far as God is concerned, we're all innocent, and He gives us equal opportunity to succeed. And that's that. As far as God's concerned, we're all stars. That kind of energy. And we have mother's worry. So the mother's worry has been coming up a lot, and I keep getting it's more about people having worry about what's going to happen on Mother Earth. A lot of people consider the Earth they call it Mother Earth, and so. For a lot of people, it can be talking about, just like, oh, the world's going to, shift. Like, it's just like what's happening. But if you really look back into history, you'll see it's always been going. There's always been chaos on the world. And, the thing is now we have so much access to information. It's not like in the old days, where you had, you messaged each other by foot, and you had to get someone to go deliver it. And sometimes, like with the Knight of Cups, that might have been like to another country. Then you had to come all the way back with the answer, Could take a long time. These days, we have such instant information. And especially with the AI now, you can't really tell what's real and what's not. But I'll give you a hint. You can tell because the energy of the AI has no soul. And if you watch it long enough, you'll start noticing. So this can also talk about, interference from your parents, like especially in particular mother, quite often, in a way that it's like they worry about you. And so that gives them permission to make decisions about your life, kind of energy. That's the energy I'm picking up. So the surrender is, again, I'm picking up this energy. Your mother may have even crossed over and she's like, pay attention. She was trying to tell you, like, these people are doing this and you didn't quite get it, or you did, and that's why you looked into it, and now it's resolving because of it. Quite often, if our ancestors worked their butts off so that we could have a legacy of wealth, and then some person comes along and I'm going to take it, they won't rest on the other side. And their ancestors will bother them because their ancestors and your ancestors would be like, tell your child to give my child their money back now. People assume that when people move to the other side, it's always so heavenly. But, people are who they are. And, just because you cross over doesn't mean you change. So the world is the last card in the journey of the Fool. And we had the first and the second come out. So this is just saying, this energy, that's over. That's coming to an end. That's clarifying that. And then this is talking about, being in an ego, and also here, the karmic space of, I know better than you kind of energy. Even if someone's crossed the veil, it doesn't automatically mean they know better than you, just so you know. And then we have the lovers. Yes, this is the perfect couple. It's confirming that this is about having your soulmate. And then we have the courage to be able to move forward and do this. And because you have the courage to face these obstacles, that's why it's turned out to be so awesome. And the judgment. This is saying this is God's judgment right here under the sun. Judgment coming to this. So you're already. This is saying God's already saying, hey, you're already taken care of. Don't worry about them. I'll take care of them. Kind of energy. That's how it goes. Only God can really judge other people, because we don't know what other people have gone through that puts them in these positions, right? We think we know people, but you really don't. Only God really knows people. And the other thing is, it's saying that this is confirming there will be judgment in the 3D as well, for sure. Especially if someone is stealing something from other people because they want material things, that's where they're going to get hit the worst. That's the energy, that's the karma. And it's not a punishment, it's cause and effect. So yeah, intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's the energy here. I feel like there may have been some interference with family members regarding this relationship. Maybe way back when. Maybe you met, or you grew up in the same town or city or whatever, and you wanted to ask your divine partner out then, and your family was, oh no, you don't want to do that, and da 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 da, that kind of energy, and you listened to them. But the timing wasn't right, apparently. So, that's life. So, but there's been a transition now, and this is a new journey. So that's what that's talking. So the death card is talking about, basically, it's been coming up in almost every reading in one form or another, because we move from one year to another, and it was a decade-long cycle to another decade-long cycle. From the year, and we're moving out of the year of the snake, where you shed your skin, into the brand new fiery energy of let's go run, free-spirited energy of the fire horse. And then we have strength. Yeah, it requires a lot of strength and integrity to stay on your path, and especially the courage to give it another go and have faith that, okay, it's going to work out. I'm on my path. There's been obstacles. It's looking bad now, but it's going to get better. Yeah, and then like a tower will come in of some sort. I feel the tower was for the people that caused this energy for the wounded warrior. That's why the horse is so stressed out here. Everybody, the other parts of the reading that don't involve that energy are like, hey, cups of love and pentacles, and there's crops growing in the field and wishes coming true. So there was a blind spot here, yeah. So, it was good. You listened to your intuition and you fought for what was yours. So you will recover from this. And then we have the magician clarifying that this magician energy, that was the change right there. And that's on the Empress. So maybe the Empress also went through the same. It's not uncommon for divine partners to be going through the same kind of energy separately. And then if they both make it through, then their vibration resonates. And that's when it's time to get together. And the divorce card in my oracle is the Tower, but it's talking about the worst divorce is from Source, because that's when you get on the wrong path. And, we have the perception. So this energy of the regret, of cheating, that kind of energy, having problems in your love life. Now, where did that go? It's somewhere in here. Yeah, right here under the judgment here. That energy is, saying, yes, someone thought the grass was greener on the other side, and then they found out that it was fake. So that happens a lot. Sometimes people are just wanting a change, and they make it in their head, oh, it's going to be so much better. And it's talking about life is an experiment, basically. The Aquarius energy that we're in also just moved into in the last, since 2020, is about being able to, experiment a little bit, look at life a little bit differently, look at, what can I do to make my life better? And then observing, hey, when I did that, my life got better. So do more of that. Yeah, and then that energy was the passion for new discovery. So this is awesome. This is let's all have this. Like, we don't need to have all the hardship to do this, but sometimes we do, it seems like, in real life. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like and comment. It would really empower me to build my channel, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I will be back with another reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, Stella, I'm going to feed you now.